Good morning, everyone, or afternoon, or evening, wherever you're watching from. Um, Something a bit different today. I'm going out on a track day in my mate's Renault Megane. We're going to head to Kirkistown racetrack and have a bit of fun. I'm going to video as much as possible, but yeah, hope you enjoy. Hello. We finally made it to the track. Here's the car. It is a Megane, roughly around 300 brake horsepower. Got a roll cage in it. Body Stan has already put the tyres on it. And yeah, just been out on a cycling lap, sort of to learn the do's and don'ts. And I think the session starts within the next hour. Stan will be going out first. I'll be a passenger. There's lots of really cool cars here. I'll show you now. There's quite a lot. So there's a lot of Meganes. There's Subaru, Clios, BMW M4, M2, lots of MX-5s, Civic Type R, a couple of Westfields, Lotus Elise, an Ariel Atom, Chevrolet Camaro, lots of cool cars. Going to be starting soon. I'm going to be passenger first. Going to take this camera with me. We're also got a camera on the outside of the car. There's two inside, so hopefully we'll have lots of cool footage. So here is Stan and I about to head out on the track for the first time. Stan has already driven this track, so he's quite experienced with it. I'm not, especially in this car. I did a few sighting laps in a BMW with one of the stewards to sort of get told what you can and can't do and what lines to take in the corners. Here I had a little issue with my seat belts. They were really tight, but we got that sorted quickly enough. Now we're heading down the pit lane to queue up to go out. Once the track opens, steward at the end of the pit lane will call you up. You have to show your wristbands to show that you're eligible to be on the track, and then she will leave a gap between the cars so everyone isn't close together on the track to begin with, and then she will let you go. So as I mentioned before, these are just like rundown laps to get the car warmed up, brakes warm, tires warm, just get the hang of it as well. You can see the track here is a little bit wet. There's a few puddles about, but that will hopefully clear up. This is us coming into the last corner, the hairpin as it's known as. This will bring us out onto the pit straight. So this next corner coming up is called Debtor's Dip. And in this car, you're going round it at around 120 miles an hour. That's you know, depending if there's traffic in front of you or not. But if there's no traffic, clear track, 120 mile an hour. Then you're coming up to another corner called Colonial. You're braking, usually, if there's no cars in front of you, at around 130 mile an hour. Obviously here there's a bit of traffic, so we're not going as quick as what is possible. The car's still cold. Next corner is called Fisherman's, and it leads into a chicane. And again, if there's no traffic in front of you, you're going into the chicane at around 60 miles per hour. It doesn't look like it on the camera, but yeah, it's 60 mile an hour. And then that leads you onto the back straight. Which brings you again down to the hairpin, the last corner. It's quite a small track, but it's got a decent range of different styles of corners, which is nice. So I'm going to stay quiet for this next lap just to give you all an opportunity to hear the engine, hear the brakes, and hear the gear changes. So as you just saw, the brakes weren't up to temperature just yet, which resulted in Stan going straight on at the corner. It was quite funny because the guys in the other car that we just overtook on the back straight were laughing. They thought it was quite funny. So after that, Stan drove the car around the track a few more times, got everything up to temperature, felt great. And then he came into the pits once the session was finished. It's roughly around 15 minutes. And then we prepared the car for my turn. So as you can see, I'm clearly excited to get out on track. This will be my first time out. So I'm going to be queuing up in the pits with all the other inexperienced drivers. And also during the first 2 laps, the marshals will be waving their yellow flags just to highlight to us where the marshal posts are in case there is any accidents or other things that the drivers need to be aware of. So upon editing the video, we quickly discovered that the audio was absolutely terrible. So it's going to be muted for just this lap, and further on in the video the rest of the clips will have audio of the engine and us talking inside the car as well. But for this lap, no audio, unfortunately. So this is my first time going out on track. I was a little bit nervous because this was my first time driving a stick shift car within like a year and a half, in and around that. But after 2-3 corners, it actually felt quite natural. Track is still wet, which wasn't a huge issue. There was just a few puddles there on the pit exit. We're now coming down to Colonial. As you can see, there's a Peugeot 206 in front of us, as well as an Ariel Atom. Now heading to Fisherman's Corner just before the chicane. So this was a bit strange here. The Peugeot moved over to the right, which I thought was to let us pass, but they didn't sort of slow down. So I just stuck to the side. I didn't want to try and overtake a car going into a chicane because I didn't feel it was safe to do so. So I just held back a little bit and then decided to overtake on the back straight instead. On this track, you're supposed to wait until the car in front indicates to the right, which means you can overtake in the left, which is exactly what happened here. So I'm now catching up on the Atom, coming into the final corner, the hairpin. I was wanting to overtake here, but decided against it, and the Atom was it made me feel a bit hesitant because it was in the middle of the track, but I got the opportunity right here. As you can see, the Atom, the driver of the Atom was a bit too ambitious on the throttle, and the back end stepped out a bit. So I did what you're not supposed to do and overtook on the inside, but I felt in this case it was warranted. Hello. So that's the end of my session. Had a ton of fun, got a bit more confidence in the car. The only part of the track I can't get right is the chicane, but yeah, apart from that, felt really good, felt a lot quicker, had about 2 or 3 solid laps, didn't get overtaken by anybody, which is awesome, and yeah, that is it. It's now lunchtime. I'll be going out once more, we think. We might not have enough fuel to go out another 2 times, but yeah, loving it so far. I want to get a car to do this, but we'll see how it goes. So this is me just about to go out on my final run. This is not with any rookies. This is just all mixed with all different types of cars. Basically in this session you just queue up and go for it. So that's exactly what I did. So I'm just going to stay quiet for the next few laps, and then I will give my final thoughts on the day.
for blue flags. Class. Fuck, I saw that stuff. Brake lights either. I have to ease off her a little bit.
So that was the end of my first ever bring your own car track day at Kirkistown, and I have to say I absolutely loved it. It was so much fun. It was great seeing lots of different cars there, and there was a lot of good people there as well. This video was a bit more rough around the edges compared to my usual videos. We had a few mic issues, as I already mentioned, and we had 2 cameras between us. If I do this again, I will definitely be bringing more cameras, and hopefully I'll be bringing my own track day car, because that's what I want now after today. But yeah, I appreciate you watching the video. If you liked it, please feel free to leave me a like, and if you want to have a chat about anything related to this video, please leave a comment. Thanks very much.